Morning, YouTube! I look like an absolute gremlin today. Also, I already had breakfast. I should have showed you. I don't know what I want today. I am torn between eating something at home or maybe doing Uber Eats. I know. I already did egg and avocado, which is like my favorite breakfast, like boiled eggs with avocado. And I mash it up and it's just really good, it's simple. But today I'm really hungry, and I think it's because last night I only did soup with like half a sandwich for dinner, so I'm a little more peckish right now, and I'm torn because part of me is like, okay, you could just make a smoothie, or we could order tacos in the greens. Now I should just eat the food at home, but sometimes having a taco sounds good. So conundrum. Or maybe we just do a smoothie. Guess that's what I'm gonna do. Okay, now we're gonna make a smoothie. NutriBullet. I opted to be healthy. I really wanted to get the tacos, but I am gonna be in a formal dress this weekend, and I'm going out to eat tonight, and I know I'm going out to eat on Friday with my family. So yeah, smoothie's probably the way to go. Got my almond milk and bananas. Fun fact, or fact of fun, I just get organic bananas from the grocery store, the fresh ones, and then I know that usually when I get like a bunch, I'm not gonna get through to the end of them. So when they start to be on that edge of going bad, I break them up into bits and put them in here. I'll read the bag, and then I use them for my smoothies. I make blueberries, put in dark cherries. I find the dark cherries give you a bit of sweetness, so that I really enjoy. What I like to do, because all that stuff will stay in your hand, is I use a spoon. Like that. Berries. I always find the strawberries, the frozen ones, are the hardest things to like blend up. Blend out. So I've got those. And then I'm gonna add dark cherry. Just a couple dark cherries is good. Take this. I'm gonna put that much in. And then the fun part. Because I feel like it doesn't blend all the way, you know? Oh my god, you guys. I didn't seal it. I didn't seal it properly. Oh my god. Okay. Disaster. I gotta clean this up. So the other things I put in is I'm gonna put this collagen creamer from Central Market. It's actually for coffee, but you can blend it into smoothies too. And I just put, how many are you supposed to put? 2 scoops. So I'm gonna go ahead and put 2 scoops in. I'm gonna go 1, but I'm gonna blend them up one at a time because I don't like it when it gets chalky. Every time I open this thing, ooh, that got on there. It's a teaspoon of peanut butter. Oh, do you guys see that? It just like flicked in my mouth. This, I swear, it's only happening because I'm filming this. I'm not this like inept usually. If it doesn't, I always rinse out my smoothies right away because if you don't, you're gonna be left with a nasty, sticky mess. And it's just kind of my thing in general, like even if I don't have time to like properly wash the dish, like I'll always rinse it off and get the food off of it. And like if it's a pan that needs more work, I'm gonna leave it to soak. But you're just making more work for future you. Like, I always think of this as like, there's Jackie now, and then there's Jackie later. And sometimes Jackie now makes decisions that really hurt later Jackie. But Jackie now is like, fuck, I don't care. It's not my problem. Later Jackie has to deal with that stuff. So I'm trying to make better decisions for later Jackie, because it's not fair to her, you know? Sometimes you do have to say that's a tomorrow Jackie problem. All right, now let's try my smoothie. It's good. And I really like that protein powder. Don't mind the ladder we're having work done. Or that hole. We had leaking. So fun. But it's fixed now. But we're just waiting on people to come back to fix it. Fix the hole. And repaint our ceiling. So fun. Oh, and I haven't told you guys this other thing. I talked about it on TikTok. But so one of the big things I've been doing, which is kind of crazy considering that like I wanted, you know, I'm trying to be in the fashion, styling, social media game world, and like everything with that is really consumer driven. I think one of the things that I'm doing now is I've started a no-buy. And really what a no-buy means is that of course I'm still buying like toothpaste and deodorant and shampoo, conditioner, if my hairspray runs out, if many of my staple like products run out from Anti-Age Institute, like I'm gonna get them. Like I'm going to take care of myself. And like, obviously if I run out of concealer or my foundation, like, or if like, you know, your skin changes and I match, like I'm not going to run around not looking correct, you know, or like, you know what I mean? Like, I'm not going to just use a foundation that isn't the right shade just to adhere to the no-buy, but with like boundaries. And there are some things I'm allowed to buy. Like I always get a Christmas ornament every year. I always, you know, I want to add 2 pillows at Christmas time to my a couple, maybe not 2, maybe 2 or 3. I don't know. I need to look and see. Maybe only 1. Well, I don't know. But I want to add a couple pillows to my Christmas collection. But I'm trying to be more mindful about what I'm purchasing. And that's across all things. And so my no-buy is directly applied to color cosmetics, to clothing, accessories, jewelry, stuff like that. Shoes, the whole bit. Now, for Halloween, I gave myself a caveat that to get things for my costume, I was allowed to do. When I was traveling in Greece, I was allowed to shop and get a few things. And I really kept it small. Like I got this bracelet, and it's got like that little Greek symbol on it. And I love it, and I wear it every day. And, you know, it wasn't an expensive piece or anything, or a terribly expensive piece, but I do love it. And you know, and when I was there were other pieces I saw I wanted. They had this really cool, like wire, almost silver wiry looking, like net with these pearls bracelets. And I really liked them. And I thought pretty, you know, I considered getting one, but I knew like, I can't really wear it all the time. It's a piece. And maybe if I go back to Greece, it's something if I'm still thinking about and want, because obviously there's a part of me that still wants it, but it just didn't make sense for right now. And then the other thing I wish I would have got were these flat, they had these in this similar pattern, but they were flat like hoop earrings in gold, and I really want a pair. So, but I know I can find that like online, like at the end of my, so I added it to my wants into my no-buy. But yeah, so those are the only things that I bought. So, and that was in September, I bought those things. And now we're in October and I haven't bought anything. And there's been a couple times like I've seen stuff and I really wanted to purchase, but it's been good. And overall too, like it's really helped my creativity. Like one of the things from my no-buy that I noticed is that I really wanted to get a pair of knee-high boots, like flat knee-high riding boots. And obviously I can't because I'm in the midst of my no-buy. And so I was really bummed. So I was like, you know, so many of mine are thigh high. And then, hello, Jackie, why don't you just roll them down and hide them inside the boot? And I did that and it worked and it looks great. Is it exactly the same as the boot I have in my head? No, but will it work for now? Yeah. And then I'm not going out and buying another boot. And what if that's just a passing trend and then I'm over it? So it's giving me time to think about it. and kind of reshape my brain, because I think before I really had a thing about like, I need to have it, I have to have it, I want to have it. And like, for me, fashion and consuming is like a two-pronged thing. One, I freaking love fashion, and I have made a lot of points in my life to try to support smaller local designers. I've tried to consume more vintage, to do more thrifting, to do used stuff, because I want to be mindful of like the planet and everything. But at the same time, you know, like with all that, I just find my shopping and like wanting stuff, it also was coming from this place of, I think, like maybe just not appreciating what I have, like ignoring what I already have in my closet. And then I think there's also another approach, you know, we are so heavily advertised to as women. And I think there is this element of almost making you not feel good enough. Like oh, this makeup trend's over, you need to have this. And this is the new thing, and you need to have that. And you need to, you know, this fashion looks out. Like everything moves so quickly, and like fashion by design is designed to make you constantly want more. Like you never get to a place, I think, where you're like, oh, that's it, I've got it locked. Like if you do, I think that's amazing, and we all aspire to that. But I think kind of coming to terms that I'm always gonna want stuff. And like, how many times have you bought things and then maybe you realize like you didn't really want it, or you didn't use it in the same way you thought you would? I don't know. So this practice right now, what I'm doing, anytime I see something I want, I have a wants list running. And it's going to be really interesting to go back to that list, because I'm doing this for 6 months. And at the end of 6 months, when I am successful at it, I have a list of things I'm allowed to purchase. And I think it's going to be a great testament to see, one, mentally how it changes my brain. And two, I think it's going to be really cool to go back and see, like, what did I want so bad? And then like, when I look at that 6 months later, what do I still really want? Or is it something that I'm like, I can appreciate that from afar and I don't need to have it. I went through this in college. My style used to be really all over the place in my 20s. And I think most women are like that because it's a time of experimenting. I leaned still heavily towards, I guess what we're terming now as ND sleaze, but I really played with a lot of other fashion styles. I mean, this is the age of Carrie, Sex and the City, so like I really played around with a lot of stuff. But I know at heart, I'm kind of this mix. I like to mix decades. I like to I love vintage. And I'm really into a lot of boho pieces and classics mixed together. So like, if someone was to describe my style, like my style muse is Kate Moss. I would say like that's kind of who I've always looked up to. So that's always kind of like was my archetype of who I feel like my style is most influenced by. I love the Olsen twins. Those are kind of like the influences when you see what I wear. I know some people say like my style can be a little over the top for Houston, Texas, but you know, I know who I am and I know what I like. And you know, I'm not for everybody, and I'm not trying to say like everyone should dress like I do, like just because, you know, in fact, quite the opposite. Everyone should dress that reflects them. That said, I think the no buy is really good. Now, I've definitely had some moments of, oh, I really want this and I can't have it. But overall, you know, most of the pieces that I have in my list of like things that I want to purchase after my no buy 6 months, are basics, and they're things that I know that I'll use for a long time, and that are really germanic to my style and like what I want to look like and who I am as a person. So I'm interested to see how this affects me with my shopping overall, because I think I did get a little, I mean, I've battled with shopping addiction probably since my 20s. I don't know, like it's been a thing. I don't know, but yeah, so if you're a shopaholic like me and you're always gonna have to keep yourself in check, maybe doing something like this is good for you to kind of reframe your mind and realize you do have it. One of the best things I have found is like with makeup, with color palettes, you know, you'll see all these palettes and colors that you want, if you go in your collection and start opening up all your makeup, you'll find maybe not the same color, but you'll find a lot of the same color story and be like, you know, it's not exactly the same. And that's kind of what I'm doing now with my shopping. Like I see things, I'm like, oh, I love that. I don't have that exact thing, but can I make it work? So I think it's been good for me so far. And honestly, I was really terrified to take the plunge and do this, but you know, I'm a month and a half in, which is still very early days, but I think so far so good. So do you guys want to come work out?
You're so wild, I'm not gonna fight it. Hypnotized, stuck inside my mind because you gotta be something undefined for me. You're so wild, I'm not gonna fight. Replay in my mind of you, things you wanna do to me. Replay in my mind of you and your intentions. You're gonna ruin my reputation, I'm not gonna hide.
So that was my workout. I hope you guys enjoyed it.